So when we consider the output screen, here it should display as enter day number. Okay, in this way it should display. Then see, you have to enter the day number between 1 and 7. Okay. So when you enter the day number 1, so it should print as Sunday. That means the day of the week it should print. Okay. And when you enter 2, it should print as Monday. So in this way, till Saturday it should print. Okay. So then it is Saturday. Okay. If you enter the number less than 1 or more than 7, it should print invalid day number. So like two outputs here. See, if I enter between 1 and 7, say for example, if I enter 3, okay. So for 1, we will write it as Sunday. For 2, we will write it as Monday. For 3, it is Tuesday. It should print like this. Okay. Then same thing. If you give it one more time, and if it says enter day number, if suppose if I enter 10 or if I enter -3 like this, okay, less than 1 or less than 0 or more than 7, so it should say invalid day number. So in this way it should print. Okay, I hope we got it. So when we know the output, that means what it is to be displayed on the screen and what input we have to give, depending on this we can write the program. Okay. See, program is already there in the system. So directly we'll execute this. I will execute that program. Simultaneously, I'll explain also. And I think I have sent the notes yesterday where it contains this program. So if it is not there, you just put a message in the group so that once again I can send that switch statement working examples along with this program. I hope everybody received that notes. But if anybody didn't get that notes, you just message me. I will send it again. Okay. So now I will share the screen. We will try to execute this program. Okay. So people just tell me if this screen is visible or not. Okay. Is this screen visible for all of you? Okay, fine. So let me go to that screen. See, this is the program. Okay. See, in this program, what I'm doing is, see, you look at the cout, that is message. Okay, enter the day number. This message, it will be printed on the screen. Enter day number, and after that there is a scene statement. So when control comes to this particular statement, so it will wait for the user to enter the day number. Okay. So still particularly if you want to say this message, you can say enter day number between 1 and 7. So 1 and 7 means 1 is also included, 7 is also included. So you should not think like from 2 to 6. It is not like that. Whenever we say the word between, so whatever the number you specify, first number and last number, both are included. Okay. So between 1 and 7 means 1 is also included, 7 is also included. So you can enter 1 or from 2 to 6, or even you can enter 7. You should not enter less than 1 and more than 7. Okay. Next, so in switch statement, so as we know, it should contain integer value, direct integer constant, or variables value, or expressions value. So here I have taken D. D means here it is variable value. Fine. See this part D. D is the variable value. So it will contain the value whatever the user entered from the screen. Okay. Next we have case 1. Okay. So here we have written the program in such a way that whenever you enter the particular number between 1 and 7, depending on that number, it will print the day of the week. So if you notice the case values, case 1 Sunday, case 2 Monday, for 3 it is Tuesday, 4 Wednesday, 5 Thursday, 6 Friday, 7 Saturday. See, don't say 8 or 9 or 10. Just say default. Okay, so default indicates the user might have entered the value less than 1 or more than 7. So I'm going to tell you, default value indicates the user if he enters the value less than 1 or more than 7. Then in that case, it should print invalid day number. Okay, so first I will execute the program as a whole, then line by line execution, I will show it. So just consider here. See, the message is enter day number between 1 and 7. Okay. If suppose if I enter 5. Okay. So 1 is Sunday, 2 is Monday, 3 is Tuesday, 4 is Wednesday, 5 is Thursday. Okay. It is printing Thursday. Okay. If suppose if we enter less than 1 or more than 7. Less than 1 means we enter 0. Okay. So enter the day number 0. It says invalid day number. Okay. Okay. This message is deleted. Once again, I'll write it between 1 and 7. Okay. If you don't enter this message between 1 and 7, user will come to know. But still, it will be good if we say to the user enter between 1 and 7. Okay. You just see here. If suppose if I enter more than 7, say 10. Okay, so invalid day number. So again, user has to enter the value. Once again, we have to execute the program. User has to enter between 1 and 7. Okay, so now we will try to execute line by line. Okay, trace into. So program control is in the main function. Okay, so program control in clear screen function. Next, enter the day number between 1 and 7. So when program control comes to cout statement, it will move to the iostream.h header file. Okay. Just a minute. See, when you execute the program with F7, so little bit you be careful. If at all, if you make any mistake in the iostream.h header file, it will not execute. Okay. Okay. See, program control is in the main function. Clear screen, day number. See, when program control comes to cin, it will move to the black screen, that is console screen. Okay. When it comes to cin statement and one more statement is there, get ch. In both the cases, it will move to the black screen. Okay. Now you observe the screen. If suppose if I enter 4, okay, so switch of D indicates 4, D value is 4 here. So you just compare here, 4 is equals to 1, false, 4 is equals to 2, false, 4 is equals to 3, false, 4 is equals to 4. So it directly go to the case 4 if you observe. Okay, case 4 is Wednesday. Okay, and next thing, break is there. So because of break, it will come out of the loop. Okay, that is switch statement. See, it is printing Wednesday. Okay. Next, see one more time I will trace this program. Okay, clear screen. Next, day number. Sorry. Just a minute. Okay. See here, if I enter the value 10, you see now d value is 10, right? So from case 1 to 7, it doesn't match. So it will directly move to the default. You observe the program control carefully here. It will move to the default. See, the program control is in default statement. It says invalid day number. Okay, invalid day number. Okay, I hope people got this program. This program is present in the notes. I think yesterday I sent. If you didn't get, you just message in the group. Like once again, I will send you so that you can execute this program once again in your home. Okay, and you can write, you can note it down in the notes. Okay, so now we will move to the next concept. Okay. See, when we have discussed about control statements, okay, the definition of this control statements is the statements which cause the program execution path to alter. The statements which cause the program execution path to alter. Those statements are called as control statements. Fine. So altering in the sense, either it can skip the execution of statement, as we have observed in the Turbo C editor when we have discussed with the screen sharing. The program control was skipping in switch statement in if else like that. Either it can skip, first thing is it can skip the execution of statements because of some reason, some conditions, or second one is it can repeat the execution of statements. The second thing we have to discuss now. It can skip, okay, based on the condition, okay, and again based on the condition only, it can repeat the execution of statements. See, we came to know what happens if the statements are skipped. So by understanding the concept of if else, okay. So nested if, okay. Then else if ladder, then switch. In all these cases, the execution of some statements, one or more statements, were skipped due to some condition. So this thing we came to know. Now next part we will go in control statements to repeat the execution of statements. See what happens when it repeats. See, we came to know what happens when the statements are skipped. Depending on the condition, like if 20 greater than 10, you print 20 is large. Otherwise, you print 10 is large, or you don't print anything on the screen. Like that. So we came to know what happened when these statements are skipped their execution. Now we will see what happens when it repeats the execution. So first of all, we will see what is the repetition of execution of statements. Okay. See, suppose if I have say CO, okay, say statement one, just one message I write in this your statement. Say statement one, okay. Sorry. Okay. Then I say CO statement two. You consider these two statements. Okay, so this is the part of the program, but still you can write the output. Whenever you come across the C out and the same statements, you just write the output. So it is not a rule that if the main function is there on the board or on the paper, then you have to write the output. Nothing. If the part of the program is there, then you write the output. So to write the output, we require C out and C in statement. Okay, in C in statement, you will enter the value. In case of C out statement, it prints whatever it is present in the table. Okay. So when we write this output, that is without considering the alteration of execution part. That means without considering the control statements concept. Okay, it is not like without considering program control concept. Program control will be there always. As I said, if you don't write any if conditions or any control statements concept in the program, also program control is there. But when we apply, we will come to know the application of control statements. Okay. So here, if we don't apply any control statements, then normally it executes like this. So statement one, statement two. So it's very simple output. I hope everybody knows this. Okay, it is not a problem. See how it means? You just write those statements. Now, if suppose if I apply control statements concept here, that is first thing conditional statement, that is selection statements. In selection of conditional statements, as I said, the statements will be skipped. When you write the program, in the program it will be there, but in the output you cannot see it because it is not considered for execution. Okay. See, if I say program control is in this line, when you press F7, directly if it comes to this line, without considering this, that means we can say this statement is skipped for execution. You press F7 and come to this statement is skipped for execution. So when it is skipped, so what will be the output? We can say only statement 2. We can say only statement 2. Okay. Now, if I write the program, say for example, see out. Okay. I say 1, 2, 3. Okay. End of the program. Okay, these two statements have written. So 1, 2, 3 and end. Now, if I say first statement, you repeat the execution. This first statement, whatever it is present, okay, 1, 2, 3, you repeat the execution. Repeating the execution means you write the program once, when you execute, and execution also only once. When you execute the program, this 1, 2, 3 will be printed many times. In the program, you write only once your statement you write. In the output, you will see many times. If I say repeat this execution of statements like 3 times, okay, 3 times, then what happens in the output screen? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then end. But this let it repeat, let it execute only one time. Getting it right? So first statement 1, 2, 3. Let it repeat 3 times. Repeat this execution 3 times. Then the word end repeat. That means execute only one time. So this will be the output. I hope everybody are getting any confusion in this. So not writing. Writing is once. Execution you have to repeat. That means it will do when we use some control statements. I will tell you now. When you use some control statements, this process repeats its execution. It will print 3 times 1, 2, 3. Then end. So anybody have doubt in this? Just that and that before we go to the actual looping statements. I hope you people have understood. Okay. So first statement should execute 3 times. Next statement should execute 1 time. Now we will not worry about this statement because it is executed only 1 time. Let us think of first statement. How to repeat this execution? Okay. See, whenever we consider repeat the execution, or it is nothing but loop. Loop means repeat. Okay. From starting to ending, you have to keep on repeating for some reason until you reach some time or until you reach some condition. You have to repeat the execution. So the statements used for this purpose, for this concept, that is to repeat the execution of statements, are called as looping statements. This is the second category of control statements. Looping statements. The statements, control statements, which are used for repetition of execution of statements. Okay, for repetition of execution of statements, those statements are called as looping statements. Now let us discuss about looping statements. I hope everybody got it. First part of selection statement is, control statement is conditional. In conditional statements, statements are skipped depending on the reason, condition. Okay, and in this case, statements are not repeated. Okay, and in looping statements concept, statements are repeated. It will repeat the execution of statements either 0 number of times or 1 or more than 1 time. Okay. Okay. So second category of control statement is looping, or it is also called as iterative or even iteration. Iteration, okay, iterative statements. Iteration or iterative means repeating from start to end, keep on repeating. So it is called as looping statements. So first I will tell you the definition of looping statements. The definition of looping or iteration. The process of repeating the execution of one or more statements many times. Or if you say repeat, it means many times only. Zero or one or more times. The process of repetition of execution of statements is called as looping. The statements used for this purpose is looping statements. Okay. So again, I'll tell you definition. The process of repetition of execution of statements. Repetition of execution of statements is called as looping. That is the process. And the statements used for this purpose are looping statements. So the statements are, first statement is while. Like if statement, here it is a while, and it is a keyword. Don't write any letter in capital letter. Write all the letters in lowercase letters. So this is called as while loop. Okay. Second, do while loop. Do while looping statement. So your while is a keyword, do is a keyword, and in this case while is a keyword. Third one is called as for loop, or even we can call it as while statement, do while statement, or for statement. Then you can use the word statement, while statement, for statement, while loop, do while loop, for loop. Now we will discuss one by one. If you have any doubts, you can chat and tell. Fine. Okay. So before we go to the examples, we should know the syntax and its explanation, flowchart. Then we will go for the example. So in case of while loop, do while loop, and for loop, here also we write the condition. As we have written the conditions in if else, nested if, else if ladder in four things. If else, nested if, else if ladder. Here also in while loop we write the condition. Okay. So if we look at the if condition, if statement syntax, I hope everybody remembering. If in front of if keyword, within parenthesis write the condition. After the condition, so if there is only one statement, write that statement, or if there are more statements, then we will write in opening parenthesis and opening brace and closing brace. So many statements will be there, more than one statement. If it is one statement, if you put opening brace and closing brace also, it is correct, or if you don't put also, it is correct. But if you are writing more than one statement, then put opening brace and closing brace. So this is called as block. When you write the statements in opening brace and closing brace, that is called as block, or even it is called as compound statement. So for 1 mark, you may expect this question. Okay. What is a compound statement or what is a block? Okay. So if more than one statement, if it is enclosed in opening brace and closing brace, that is called as block or compound statement. So these two syntax we have. See, when we look at the while loop syntax, only one change is there with respect to syntax and time. Working totally different. One change is there with respect to syntax. The change is, so if you know this, you can write while loop syntax very easily. Instead of writing the word if, we write the word while. That's all. Only I'm comparing with if statement. Instead of writing if, I'll write the word while. So if we do like that, so what happens? So while, okay, while is a keyword, not write in lowercase letters. While condition, okay. Then statement. Similarly, for while condition. So statement 1 to n. So again, this is called as block with an opening brace and closing brace. So this is the syntax of while. Okay, you can write any one syntax you can write. Okay, and whichever the syntax you write, you have to explain that syntax. Okay? So I hope you came to know what is the difference. In case of if condition, the word if we are using. In case of while, we are using the word while. Okay. Now we'll see how it works. See, when you look at the if statement, I hope everybody are remembering if condition concept. The statement immediately following the condition will be executed. Okay, this statement will be executed when the condition is true. So, in simple words, you understand. The statement immediately following the condition will be executed when the condition is true. Otherwise, it is not executed. That means if it is false, it is not executed. Got it? Any doubts? If look, chat and tell. Don't hesitate. Just chat and tell. Or again, I can explain. Because if you compare with while loop, you'll understand better. Okay. So statement immediately following the condition is executed when the condition is true. If the condition is false, it is not executed. In case of here also, if it is true, this complete block is executed. If it is false, it is not executed. Okay. Now, so when we go to the while loop, little bit same concept, because here also we write the condition. Wherever you write the condition, in case of if, nested if, while loop, do while loop, for loop. Remember, if, nested if, while loop, do while loop, for loop. Wherever you write the condition, the statements immediately following the conditions are executed only if the condition is true. So this is applied for all these 5 things. If, nested if, okay, if else, while loop, do while loop, for loop. For all these things, it is applied. Okay. Wherever you write the condition, statements immediately following the conditions are executed only when the conditions are true. Okay. So here also, this statement is executed only when the condition is true. Okay. And if you consider this block, so program control will come inside this block, executing all these statements only if the condition is true. Okay. Now I will tell the difference. In case of if condition, what happens? When this particular statement is executed, so try to understand here, it is very, very important concept. When this statement is executed, it will execute only once. This is the thing what we have to consider. It will execute only once, not more than once. Okay, if the condition is false, that is also not executed. It will be 0 number of times executed. But if the condition is true and if the statement is executed, means it is executed only once. Okay. Now, in case of this also, this complete block is executed once. But when we go to the while loop, what happens? First time condition is true, it is executed. See, here it is not executed once. This is executed many times. Many times in the sense, the program control again will move to the loop. So this process is called repeat. Okay, I written R. So this process is called as repeat. The program control again it will move to the loop to check whether this condition is either true or false. Understood? In case of if condition, one statement is executed, finished. It will come, it will flow. Execution path will flow downwards. That is, again it will not move to the previous line. But in case of while loop, again program control will move to the previous line. When I execute the examples with respect to while loop, do while loop with F7, that is program control concept, will come to know how program control will move back to the previous line. Okay, I will show you in the next coming classes. I will show you. Here we try to understand the theoretical part. So it will move back to the while loop again to check the condition whether it is true or false. If condition is again true, again it will come to the statement. Second time it will execute. Again it will move back. So only it is called as repetition. Repeat. Go to the condition. Come to the statement, again go to the condition, come to the statement, in this way you keep on repeating. So, till what time or till what situation we have to repeat is, till this condition becomes false. So, once the condition is false, understood? Once again I will tell you, first time condition, if it is true, execute the statement, and again you have to go back to the condition to check whether it is still true or false, because condition will result in true or false. If it is true, execute the statement. Okay, and again go back to the condition. Keep checking the condition whether it is true or not. Once it becomes false, it will stop. That loop will stop. It will come out. Program control will come out. That means the statement will not execute if the condition is false. Okay. Similarly here also. So here only one statement. Here many statements. Statement 1 to n are executed. And again program control will move back. See, by using F7, that is execution of program line by line, I will show you when we share this screen. Okay. And once the condition is false, it will come out of the loop. So here we get a question. See, suppose if I say 20 greater than 10 or 10 greater than 20. So in case of 20 greater than 10, condition is true. In case of 10 greater than 20, condition is false. People agree this? Okay. 20 greater than 10, condition is true. 10 greater than 20, condition is false. Now we get a question. See, if this condition is true, 20 greater than 10, it will be always true. Fine. If this condition is true, it will be always true. If this condition is false, it will be always false. Now, in this case, if you go for again condition, it will be true only. We think that it is best of checking again, but we have tried the code in such a way that at certain point of time it should become false. I will tell you the example. I will tell you how it happens. At certain point of execution, it should become false. So once it becomes false, it will come out of the loop. Okay. So flowchart and example we will see in the next class. Okay. If possible, in the next class, I will try to execute one program based on while loop. Otherwise, after one class, we will look at the execution of while loop.